Hey, what's up? My name's Alex, I play in Basement, and the guys here asked me to pick one of my favorite records. So I thought back to when I was in middle school, and a friend of mine gave me some songs off this record. It's Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication. At the time, I think I was only allowed, his mum only was allowed me to listen to certain songs on this record, so they burned me a CD, and then eventually I got the whole record and I would just play it over and over again. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. After I listened to this record, obviously By the Way came out. I thought that was a great record, and around that time I was listening to the older records, and while I really like all those records, particularly Blood, Sex, Sugar Magic, the reason I think why I like this one so much is John Frusciante rejoined the band after he'd had like some crazy issues with drugs, and like his life was in a pretty crazy place, and they kicked Dave Navarro out. And there's something about John Frusciante's songwriting, just his melodies, just the way that he complements in his like harmonies, that just I think makes this record one of the greatest records they've ever made, if not the greatest record they've ever made. It's like hit after hit after hit, every style. It's incredible. You just look at this record and you can just name off all the songs. You're like, how could they put all those amazing songs on one record? So I think John Frusciante has a huge part to play in why I like this record. I didn't realize this, but this was their 7th album. I know they started off pretty early, just playing kind of, they were looked upon as like kind of freaks and like just weirdos, and I think this record is so cool. They could make like basically a pop record almost that, you know, has these like catchy hooks and choruses, but still have that funk and rock element, and just it's just amazing. I love the cover art as well. I always thought it was so cool. But yeah, I think that's a reason why I like it so much. I really like the softer side to this record. Songs like Porcelain, I just think they're amazing. Yeah, I could put that song on. It's like timeless for me. I really like the song Other Side. Parallel Universe, when that kicks in, you're just like, holy cow, it's so sick. And obviously the start of the record, All Around the World, that's just like what an amazing start to a record. Just everyone going crazy, the bass, Flea just rocking out. I think it's sick. People used to say like, I don't know, people sometimes used to be like, oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know, it's a love or hate thing, I think, a lot of the time. I find very few people who are indifferent to them, but I love them. I think they're awesome. I unashamedly love this band, so yeah. It's actually my first ever proper rock show. Probably my first ever show, actually, sorry. They played in Hyde Park. They actually made a full-length, they made a, what's it called, like a live album that came out after that show. And so yeah, saw them in Hyde Park with my friend. We travelled down to London, and I like waited in line for like hours to try and get to the front of there was like the golden tier circle that I obviously didn't have a ticket to, but I got right to the front as far as I could get to, and waited for so long. James Brown actually supported them before he died, which was insane to say that I've seen James Brown play. But so I saw them then, it was awesome. They then came to my hometown in Ipswich, and no one comes to Ipswich, and they played Portman Road. And I remember at the end I was like crowd surfing like all the way from the back to the front, which is one of the coolest moments. Like for me, as like a 17 or 18-year-old, I was like, that's so sick. And yeah, I think I saw them at Reading Festival, but I think the sound was really bad. They knew it as well. They were like kind of bummed out, so they just I don't know if they were definitely trying, but they were like, this sucks. Like they were shouting over the microphone how they were like bummed out about it. They're like, the sound is sucks. So I watched a little bit and then I kind of left. But yeah, I've seen them 3 times. It's one of those bands that I don't feel like I need to see them ever again. I'm not a huge fan of the most recent stuff, Stadium Arcadium, all that kind of stuff. I've heard some of those songs, but this, By the Way, some of the other previous stuff, some stuff off One Hot Minute, but yeah, I've got those golden era of seeing them and being like just blown away. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Once I heard he left the band, it was almost like I don't really mind what they release anymore. Like, I just liked him so much. I liked his songwriting, his guitar tone, his style. So it kind of made me a bit disinterested with the band after he had left. And as I was growing older, I was listening to different music as well. This just was something that maybe got pushed back a while. I wouldn't really listen to them that much for a little while, I guess. Just getting into like hardcore and like understanding that kind of world. But I've heard some of his solo stuff. I remember watching the skate film Go Yeah Right, and he actually has a cameo in it, and they use one of his songs. It's like an instrumental song, it's awesome. And I was always like, whoa, what the heck is this song? And then I found out he wrote it, so I like researched some of his stuff. And I think it's like To Record Water for, I can't remember what it is, but it's like a really long time. But Yeah, it's cool. I actually saw a review about one of his most recent records, and it's like meant to be insane, like just crazy. So I really want to check that out. But I haven't actually listened to a bunch of his solo stuff. I know that they replaced him with the dude Josh Hofflinger or whatever, but yeah, I haven't really checked them out that much since. I usually just come back to the classics, but yeah, he's a talented guy. I should probably check out more of his solo stuff. I'm not like a huge vinyl collector. I would definitely not call myself a collector. After touring, you know, you trade records with friends' bands, and you might see something, and I might see something in a shop, and I'll be like, oh, that looks awesome, I'll buy that. But no, nothing crazy. I don't go out of my way to collect vinyl. I prefer collecting T-shirts. It's actually a coincidence that I wore this long sleeve today. But I actually met a kid in California whose dad had done a lot of work with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he told me that if I could get him into the show, that he would like, bring an actual old T-shirt, and I was like, that's crazy, because this is probably worth like $200. But I met him at the show. He gave me this T-shirt and a limited pair of Chili Pepper shorts that were just like a prototype. So he traded me those things, and I was like, are you sure your dad is okay with you giving me this stuff? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure. So I got this. I collected a bunch of their T-shirts. I probably have like over 5 T-shirts, all from like the early 90s that they did. Their designs are awesome. I always thought they were cool. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. It has like a cool sleeve print as well. But yeah, not a big vinyl collector, more of a T-shirt junkie, but that's me. There's a dog trying to get on the shot.
Hi, I'm Dallas from City and Color, and I'm here today to talk about this record, Grace, Jeff Buckley.
This really weird feedback, and we're gonna get run over by a train. Pause.